is we've got a Q&A. We're doing something different.
Yeah.
We've had some questions around car vehicle accidents. Ian, welcome.
Thank you very much, Nick. Good to be here.
So Insurance Coffee today is going to take a little bit of a different path. We've got some questions from our subscribers, and there's been so many of them that we've decided to compile it into one, is what to do in a vehicle accident.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got it in question form, and the first one we've got from Jennifer. Jennifer asked us, what do I do? Should I pull over in an accident? I suppose I'm not really sure what she means by that, but I think it's really around moving your vehicle, that kind of thing.
Yeah, look, I think it's circumstantial, depending on what had transpired. So I mean, if it's safe to do so, most importantly. So guys, let's put it into perspective. One or two quick scenarios. If you are on a back road on your way home in a residential area and you accidentally bump into the vehicle in front of you, pull over, get the details. No hits
Take
and
photos.
runs. Yeah, no hits and runs. Don't do that.
Take photos of everything, and then you can move the vehicles.
Yeah.
No problem, okay? At the end of the day, if your vehicle is drivable and the third party, aka the person you hit into, is also drivable, both of you take photos, and now you've preserved the position and what's happened with the accident.
Yeah.
And then you can move over onto the shoulder into a safe place and continue with everything else.
Yeah.
Correct?
100%.
Logic, guys, use logic. Okay, number two, this was from Nosipo. Nosipo said, what pictures should I take?
Cool. Fairly simple. Point of impact.
Okay,
Important.
so where it happened,
Yeah,
front
so
and back, yeah.
Pretty much where it happened. License disc of the vehicle.
Both license discs, guys.
Yeah.
Take the photo of the license disc, don't write it down.
Yeah, 100%. Try and take photos as far as you can. Look, we've all got our cameras on our cell phones these days. So, I mean, it should be very easy.
So easy now. Yeah.
Registration numbers.
Take photos of the registration numbers of the vehicles
100%.
and the license of the person.
Yes, very, very important.
Both
So we
yours
can
and theirs.
Yeah, we need to be able to verify them. And then I'd probably say, if you can...
A photo of the driver.
Yes.
Guys, I want to tell you, a lot of the time someone will produce a license and they're not
It's
the
not
person.
them. It's not them.
Take a photo of the license and take as me. Guys, we're in the modern age. You're not going to burn out the camera roll. Take a few photos, take more photos than less. And another thing is also, a lot of people don't tell you this, geolocate where you've had the accident. Everyone has WhatsApp. Go into WhatsApp and just send your mom, your significant other, your location. Now you have it captured where you had your accident.
100%. Technology is amazing. Use it to your advantage.
So when you're wondering between what road and where, you can then just geolocate it.
That's it.
Okay, third question.
Who's this one from?
This was from Carl in Kempton Park.
Carl, how's it?
Carl, we hear you, brother. What information should I get?
Well, look, I suppose it links to the pictures. We need to know, who you had the accident with. So, photo of...
We've said that.
Yeah.
The number. The person who's had the accident, I want to tell you, that's so important. Ask them for their number, then call them.
Verify that it is them.
Make sure that phone rings. That you can see that third party's number there. So many times, we've seen this in insurance. You get a number, you give it to us, we call the third party, that number's fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it happens more often than not.
You insist on getting their number and you ring it, and then vice versa. You give them your number and they ring you. And then it's in your call history, the time of your accident is now recorded.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 10 minutes later. So that is so important, get that.
And if you can, find out who they are insured through. For you, it might seem like a very piece of minuscule information at the time, but if you can just lock that down, it does help your insurer.
We can help you.
Yeah.
And then, Ian, one of the things, it's not a question, but what are the do's and don'ts? What mustn't I do? What must I do?
Look, the one thing you should not do is admit guilt, just after you've had an accident. Just remember, guys, when you've had an accident, you are somewhat a little bit distraught, flustered,
confused.
You aren't thinking clearly, and your main priority, I suppose, would be to get out of there. But never, ever, ever admit fault after an accident has occurred. We, as the professionals,
We'll help you with
we
it.
will help you with that, and we will determine, sort of who was at fault and who not. Please do not do that under any
100%.
circumstances.
You'll help yourself, and you'll help the whole situation.
And then the do's is get the information as quickly as possible and get to a safe space. I know that we are repeating this, but most importantly, if you've been in an accident, you need to try and get out of the way of creating any further damage.
And oncoming traffic.
Yeah, 100%. So get out of the way, get to a safe space, and then start the entire process. But look, those are pretty much your biggest do's and don'ts. Don't admit fault, and as quickly as reasonably possible, get to a safe space and exchange details.
Okay, and then one from Aniki. We don't know where Aniki's from, but was, must I report this to a police station or to the police?
Yes.
Answer is yes.
Please.
Ian, we were talking off air. What's happened now with the police in terms of how long have you got to report it, and what happens when you don't?
Well, look, from insurance standards, every insurer, I suppose, has got their own timelines. But in terms of reporting an accident to the police station, you've got a 24-hour window. Now, Nick, I know this might sound strange, but if you do not report that accident within 24 hours to the police, you could potentially be up for a 500 Rand fee in order to log that claim, report with
So
them.
it's like a fine/fee after 24 hours, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I mean, I suppose...
Okay, if you with Mont Blanc, if we're teaching you something here, you report within a 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. There are reasons around that. If you do not report, and a third party reports their accident, then what they've reported is actually considered to be the truth.
Correct.
So you better make sure your version of what you think happened is put down.
Yeah, and as quickly as possible.
Number 2, also take a photo of the statement you've made. Very important. You've got a smartphone, take photos of exactly what you've put down, also your case number, the officer that helped you with your statement and everything. Document everything with your phone.
Yes, and that's a fantastic point. Not only will you have copies of this on record, but it'll also make sure that you can always recollect exactly what you had taken down.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I think we've covered everything. Anything we're missing?
Well, no, not really, but look, I'm quite excited. If any of our viewers out there have got any other questions pertaining to anything else, insurance or risk related, give us a call, and if we don't know the answer, we'll get it for you.
And if you're not insured with us,
You should be.
you should be. Click on the bottom. We've got a 24-hour claims line. We're here to help you all day, 365 days of a year. Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers.